Oh, I'm going to jump in with an official video so I can get back to knockoffs. I've got some knockoffs now. I'm so happy. You've no idea how happy, the simple joy of actually having some knockoffs lying around. I mean, there's nothing really to write home about, but still, the generic face of that last one was just hilarious. And so, I'm going to jump into this video with... You can't really see that. I'm going to tilt the camera down a bit more. I thought I tilted it down enough, but obviously not. There we go. Transformers Prime RID Powerizers Voyager Starscream. Because the British ones, for some reason, they when I can talk, they sort of sub-targeted as RID, I'm pretty sure, before the RID series came out, which is really, really stupid thinking about it. But then they didn't want to call them Voyagers for some reason, so they called them, like, Powerizers. And then they had the Weaponizers, which were the massive ones with the fold-out weapons and looked really stupid, so it was a very confusing time to be a Transformers fan. And I looked at Transformers Prime and went, oh, it's interesting, but I don't really like them. I'm not really... Ooh, what's that? And he's the one that got me into this series. There's always one, and this is the one who did it in this series. Yeah. He's got molded in landing gear. Just there. And these two bits sticking out here. They don't really look like landing gear, but, you know, they keep him off the ground. Landing gear. And he's quite a nice looking jet. I think a lot of people, because this was compared to the Deluxe First Edition, which was unspeakably rare and was never released in my country, as far as I'm aware. Or at least if it was in very small amounts. And so a lot of people are saying, oh, this is rubbish compared to the First Edition. It's like, is it really? Well, considering I'm never going to own the First Edition, well, thanks for just ruining this for me. I guess I just won't bother, huh? No, I ignored those, and I got him anyway, and he's pretty good, to be fair. I mean, you can see there's slight gap and through the top there, you can just about see. A couple of little things, but you know what? To be fair, this could be me mistransforming it, because I haven't transformed him for a while. I've just transformed him back into jet mode for this video. But you know what? He's still pretty good. I know he's a little fatter around the body than people would have liked, considering how sleek he was in the show. But he's pretty good. I can't complain. Yes, I've added a little hint of red here and there. Nothing major. Literally just on the weapons there, which is starting to fade or scrape off. And on the fin on his forehead. That's it. That's all I've done. And yes, you can see his head. Hiya! And before we get into transformation or anything like that, he comes with the dopey stupid weapon. If you hold it like this and you pull this back, hang on, do it that way. Look, it extends and it lights up. Oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, it's really good. It's not really good at all. Although of these, this is probably the one I like the most, because this from the box was supposed to be his null cannon. If anyone knows G1 Starscream, he had the null rays on his arms, which like Thundercracker and Skywarp also had, but apparently they weren't null rays; they were just lasers. Because you know that's just logic. But they had them, and Starscream's null rays were basically supposed to like sort of half paralyze, stun enemies. So if you imagine that as just like a, you know, more like he's got to carry it and it's got battery uses, and then he can just drop it when he doesn't want, when it runs out, and he can, take it back and repair it or whatever. He doesn't have to carry it around all the time. So null cannon. Pew! But then if you look here, underneath, so I'll flip it over just for that. If anyone's ever seen Gundam Heavy Arms from, Gundam Wing, or at least the custom, they look like missile tubes to me. So, is that trying to say you look at someone, you null ray, paralyze them, turn it back, and then hit them with a load of missiles when they can't move? You've redeemed yourself, weapon. You can... There's a hole there and a peg there. You can undermount it if you want. There's also a hole on top. You can do that, but it doesn't look good in any mode. But we've got this, and we can transform it. So, transformation... Go on, we'll do this first. You take the nose, and you just bend it up, all the way onto the back. The cockpit, sorry, all the way up. Take these bits, and you sort of unpeg them from the inside, from the body, and then fold them up. They just tab in there. Sorry, tab, peg. I'm using all the wrong words today. It's obviously not a good day for recording. Do the same on that side, and you just bring the wings up a bit. Then you come to the back here. You need to pull these apart. Okay, you've got a peg there. Goes into the... no, it's a tab. Sorry, a tab that goes into that slot there. And they also tab together. So you pull that apart. And this one will just fall straight out as soon as that one is. So you end up with that. Is it done yet? No. Then on this hinge here, you bring the whole thing around, and you're starting to get an idea of what we're doing. Should I tilt the camera up a bit? I think I should. Right. Okay. So you turn the thigh swivel there, bring up this knee blade, and then this, you can do a couple of different things with this. There's the main foot inside, and then this kibble on the outside. Some people like to try and turn the kibble up, so it ends up like that. But you can try and get it like that, so it's more of a heel. That's possible. But I don't like the way that kind of encroaches on the leg. So I prefer to just have it straight flat like that. And then he's got a massive heel. There's no way he's falling over backwards. There's no way. So I do that. Personal preference, you can do it the other way if you really want to. Turn. So it's very hot in the UK at the minute. No, it is. It's incredibly hot. I'm sitting here just in my house, and just because I've got the light on next to me, I feel like I'm on fire. It's ridiculous. Right. Why am I not talking about any of this? Sorry. Right, you get this piece, which is the top there, and you split it just all the way along. It kind of tabs together at the wings and the sections here. They kind of tab together. So you split it. Is this still not up high enough? This is going to be a... let's just bend it there for now. Right, you get this, and there's a hinge there. So you kind of fold this whole piece like that underneath, and then you kind of turn it on a ball joint in here, that ball joint in there, turn it, and get it out of the way for now. At which point you can bring this around. You can avoid the head, which does kind of get in the way. Bring it around, and it tabs into the back of the body there with this black tab here. If you can see any of this, which you probably can't. In the back of the body there, in there, there's a black tab on this black hinged piece that goes in and tabs in. It holds quite well. I'm sorry about this. I'm having to, because of the height of the figure, I'm having to turn the camera a lot more, and I've not got a movable screen. So I'm now seeing this at a really weird angle, so sorry if you can't see a lot of it. So we'll reiterate. You get this piece. You fold it at that hinge there, the grey piece, that hinge. You fold that under, like that. Fold this, get it out of the way. Swivel this around, trying to avoid the head, which will get in the way. There's a black tab there, which goes into a slot in the body there. Are we with me so far? Bring it around, and it tabs in, and you got to apply reasonable force to pull it out. It does tab quite well. Okay, we're getting there. And now you basically just fold these fins down, lift the shoulder pad up, unfold the arm, twist the hand, do what you want with it. Shoulder pad up, bring out the hand, bring it down, And the head, you can leave up like that if you want, but if you want the more show accurate, sort of hunched kind of thing, it is on a hinge and a ball joint, so you can bring it right down there. And to be fair, this piece here, I don't know if you can hear the dog from next door barking, fantastic. That piece there does kind of look like it's designed to be at the neck, so. And there you have him. Let's just try and go. What more do you want? I mean, he properly unfolds. I know he's gangly, but he's supposed to be gangly. And just look at the size of him. And I've not done the feet properly because, well, I've not got them level because I was doing it in mid-air and I was doing it in front of the camera. Which, as I've said before, makes things a lot more difficult. So you end up like that. And apart from this big lump hanging off the back here, off the bum of him, I think he's fantastic. I mean, these I'm not that worried about because, like I said, he's now leaning horribly backwards and he's staying up because of the extra heels. I'm not too worried about those, I'll be honest with you, I'm really not. I think I'd be much more annoyed if he had tiny feet and he kept falling over. But apart from that, which I'm not worried about. Not worried at all. Yeah, these are that stupid floppy rubber, and so's the horn. The nose kind of is, but it's not as soft because it's a big solid chunk. But yeah, he's just awesome. I mean, I did the who stole my cookies? It's a universal Starscream pose. I'm sorry, I don't know why. If anyone ever turns that into a meme, Uglywretch did it first. Thank you. Like I'm popular to get memed. Good times. Yeah, so you get this stupid thing again, and yeah, the missiles are detachable, and you can do them onto the arms, and I'll do that in a minute. But you get this stupid thing again, woo, and you can, for the sake of argument, and now he can just look slightly upset. And yeah, this is a big heavy lump, and the ball joint doesn't like it much. Bear in mind, I've had this since before I started doing the ball joint hinges thing. This waist doesn't seem to want to tab in anywhere. This is one of the main minor little flaws of this figure. This tab just doesn't hold, this waist just doesn't hold together. So if you're moving him, he will just flop. That's not at the actual, like, hips, that's the word I was looking for. It's not at the hips, it's actually at the waist joint, which I suppose I could tighten up now. I didn't tighten things. But yeah, you see, you can point it and you can go pew 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 pew, and it's still not very good. You can store it on the back, which gives way to his ever so slight gimmick. Bear in mind, if you store it on the back, it kind of presses down on that. Which doesn't look as bad, and as I said, because of the heels, he's not going anywhere, so you can store it quite easily on the back. But you can do the slight gimmick. These knees are a little bit loose, but not much. You can do the light. Can you even see that? The light moves up and down his body. That was worth it, wasn't it? Nope, not really. And yeah, go on, we'll take these off and put on his arms just for the full effect. I'm just worrying I'm going to rub half the pen off with my thumb doing it. It's a shame. If they'd have done these actually, red painted properly in the head and everything, he'd be an absolute stunner. But which he does quite a lot in the show, to be honest with you. That kind of just arms straight firing pose. And yeah, posability, I mean, swivel. It's not ball joint in the hip, which I would have thought. There's a swivel, and then an outward swivel, and then a thigh swivel. Okay, swivel in the knee, swivel in the foot, but these are quite stiff, and I'm not going to argue because they hold him up quite well. So the legs are completely sans ball joints. Bizarre. The wrist is actually a ball joint. The elbow is a swivel, and then there's a swivel at the top here and a ball joint in there. So there's what? The neck and the wrists and the shoulders. There's like 5 ball joints on the whole figure. That's really unusual, to be fair. Really unusual. I don't know if they're trying to save space, because ball joints, I'm guessing, need quite a big space at the actual socket. And for the transformation, they were like, we'll just shrink them down. We'll have hinges, it's fine. Weird. But he's a good little figure, to be fair. Really nice figure. Size comparison... Dark of the Moon Deluxe. Because they're both Starscreams, I guess. I mean, see, I loved this character because he was sort of like the semi-coward, you know, sneaky kind of Starscream, but I don't know, he didn't quite make good on his threats. He ended up on his own a lot, which kind of took away his ability to sort of undermine Megatron like the G1 always did. The animated Starscream was much better with his underhanded nature and the fact that he did actually attack Megatron. Turns out that him, in Predacon Rising, was it? He was actually a loyal follower of Megatron all along, so why was the whole... I don't know. And then they took his transformation cog away from him. Something they threw away in a random old Metroplex episode, because that was really exciting. But no, they took it away from him. He couldn't even transform for most of the series. So why? Why? I don't know. Do you know? What else we got? Yeah, he's lying around. Let's do that. Let's drift. There's Bombshell. Let's just slide these forward a bit. I might pick the camera up for a bit of free roaming action. And Bruticus. So he's Voyager size. Deluxe. Legends, biggish, basic, whatever. Big. He's Voyager size. What more do you want? But that being said and done, he is a nice Voyager, and I do love him, and he got me into the rest of the series, which is where I got Bulkhead, who is another all-time classic. Bulkhead is just very underrated. I've seen pictures of the first edition of that, and yeah, I don't care. I'm happy with mine. I'm happy with him. I'm happy with these. And yeah, you know, it's I should have had a Decepticon instead of him, really, shouldn't I? Who have I got lying around? I've got Breakdown, but he's in vehicle mode, and he's combinable, and yeah. Ooh, hang on, I'll take him away. Stand up. Stand. Come on. There you go. Steeljaw. More Decepticons. There we go. So theoretically, they're all on the same team. Yeah. Oh, I need to get this chest sorted. I really do. So, he's good. He's a very nice figure. I don't know where you would find him these days. But if you do manage to pick him up, he is good. If you don't have the action gimmick, the funny weapon, oh well. You've seen how... But then again, you can't see how amazing the light works in real life, because it showed up better on camera than I could see. Anyway, I shall be ugly, I shall be wretched, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!